of interesting reports came out last week. The ever so popular, ever so present Case-Shiller report and the home ownership report. Now, if you read these reports in and of themselves, you can come to one conclusion. But when you read them together, you can come to a completely and a more interesting conclusion. Now, before we get into this, what do we know about the market right now? Well, inventory is down, rates are on the rise, and lending guidelines are tight. What has this resulted in? Well, low inventory and high demand equaling higher appreciation to the tune of 10.2%. Now, we have already talked about how this won't last and how things will come back to normal, and now Case-Shiller and the report that came out last week said just that. They basically echoed what we said a few months back, cautioning that the current price surge is not going to last. Now, if you read the report, you'll find that home prices are up in 296 of the 384 metro areas they track, dominated by Phoenix, Sacramento, Miami, and Detroit, all in the 20% appreciation range. Yes, I did include Detroit even though they are bankrupt. And I find that hard to believe because houses are apparently not selling even when they're listed at just $1. No kidding, Google it after the show. Now, we and now CoreLogic expect appreciation levels to slow in the coming months and years. CoreLogic says around 5.6% by 2014. Now, here's an interesting chart we will make available down below that shows the past, current, and expected appreciation levels. Feel free to share that with your clients or post it on Facebook. Now, we could talk about this all day long, but let's move on to the other report that came out last week, the home ownership report. This showed that we have the lowest levels of home ownership since, well, you'd have to go back 2 decades to find a home ownership level this low. Now, what's troubling to me is when you read both of these reports at the same time. The data reveals the difficulty that the first-time homebuyers facing as they try to enter the market. This is very interesting to me because let's put this into perspective. We now have record levels of affordability when it comes to owning a home. We still have record lows in interest rates. We still have very affordable home prices. And as we just learned, we now have a 10% appreciation level. This should all be pushing our home ownership rate up, not down, right? Well, obviously not, since the home ownership rate is down so much. So what gives? Well, let's start with the positives that we just talked about that should be supporting and driving the home ownership rate. You know the old saying, your greatest strength can also be your greatest weakness. Looks like that may be true for our industry. We said that we still have record low interest rates. That should help, right? Yes and no. This seems to be offset by the strict underwriting guidelines. It's like dangling a carrot in front of the home buyer goes to bite the carrot, and the underwriter smacks out the home buyer just before he or she grabs it. Oh, we sell it all day long. You should come take advantage of these low interest rates and buy a house. Oh, okay, that sounds like a good idea. No, you don't get to. You have a 619 credit score and you need a 620. Get lost. And what about the affordable home prices we talked about? We tell these potential home buyers, hey, prices are great. Take a look at this beauty. It's on sale, 50% off. You should make an offer. Oh, okay, that's a great idea. Bam! No, you shouldn't. You got outbid by a cash offer from some billion-dollar investor. And what about the appreciation levels? Hey, you should buy a house before home prices go up any further. Oh, okay, that sounds like a great idea. Let me make an offer. Oh, I'm sorry. There were 35 other offers and you didn't win. So sorry. We have all these enticing bells and whistles attracting new homeowners to the market, but they get here and our market's like the forbidden fruit. You can't partake of it. Look, but don't touch. I actually had another really good analogy here, but I can't use it because I think it would get me in trouble, but you guys could figure it out. It has to do with looking and not touching. Anyways, all of these positives are offset by the negatives, and it all points to the lowest home ownership rate in 2 decades. Thus we say, welcome to the rental nation. Those are 5 words a realtor and loan officer hate to hear, but it's true. Even the builders who should be building like crazy right now due to low inventory levels are echoing this and even betting on it. Their housing starts are way lower than they should be. They're even on the drop, believe it or not. You know what's on the rise though? Multifamily housing starts. That should tell you something right there. All in all, if you have a buyer that can actually partake of this lush market, great, do it. They're gonna love you for it. But the real question is the rental nation here to stay, or is this just a temporary trend due to current market conditions? What say you, RE Source Nation, about the rental nation? Let us know down below and we'll see you all next week.